Summer, everyone. Culture has changed dramatically over the years. In the 70s, we had long hair and rock and roll. In the 80s, we had makeup and tight leather jeans. And grunge and teeny pop in the 90s, and now it's more tattoos of the culture. Tattoos are becoming more and more popular throughout the years. And according to a 2009 study by the Journal of American Academy of Dermatology, 40% of Americans aged 18 to 50 had a tattoo. In 2006, that number was 25%. And in 2003, it was just 15%. Obviously, more and more people are getting tattoos. Today, we will discuss the history of tattoos throughout society, the problem with having a tattoo, and hopefully me preventing you from making certain mistakes in tattoos that you get. First, I'll just show, here's the graph here of the increasement of tattoos throughout just 3 years, every 3 years. Tattoos have been a big part of the world culture for over 5,000 years. They've been a part of many cultures, such as Russia, Asia, Native American tribes, South America, and even up to Ireland. Tattoos didn't really become prominent in the United States until roughly the 1900s, with the U.S. Navy sailors going from port to port from distant lands coming back with markings. Many of these tattoo markings were just a plain 2D style of art, usually boats, anchors, women, chicken, roosters, and pigs, so animals. A lot of them had something to mean though, crossing certain lines, going to certain places. For instance, a rooster and a pig on people's feet represented for protection. Old merchant ships, when sank, the crates carrying the livestock of roosters, chickens, and pigs would float and had a more likely chance of reaching shore. Thus, sailors would get them to hopefully help them get to shore if they ever fell overboard. Tattoos have always been a big part of the U.S. military history. In an article written by Staff Sergeant Stephanie Van Heet, the Fort Gordon Signal, Army News Service, October 2nd, 2009, Staff Sergeant James Campbell was quoted, "I would say across combat arms especially, probably a good 90% of everyone has a tattoo. And I would second this opinion as being a member of the United States Coast Guard. If you threw a rock on base, 9 out of 10 times you're going to hit someone or hit their car. Everyone pretty much has a tattoo in the military. Now, how can tattoos affect your future? And how do members of society think about people having tattoos? Many companies have tattoo policies described in their personnel manuals. According to the LA County Sheriff's Personnel Manual, tattoos, while on duty and wearing any department-approved uniform or appropriate business attire, members are prohibited from exhibiting any tattoo, branding, or other form of body art which may be seen over the sleeves in a uniform shirt. Members who have a tattoo referenced above shall completely cover that tattoo with a skin tone patch, long sleeve shirt, or any other appropriate material that has been approved by the department. I think most would agree that it is very important for officers to look like they represent the law and not like something else, and it is very unprofessional of them if they were to have neck tattoos and tattoos everywhere. Many of society believe that tattoos are related to gang, ex-cons, and troublemakers. In an interview with Sergeant Joshua Mankini, yes, he's my dad, he's a cop, wonderful, I asked him, do you think tattoos can affect a person's career in law enforcement? His response was yes. Tattoos are associated with gangs, and various tattoos indicate a person might represent a certain group or a gang. The displaying of this tattoo may give the impression of others that the association may create bias towards the public. Many of these people think this because it's a safe society as well. Look at most of your famous people in music and arts. You have people like Lil Wayne who have tattoos all over his face, neck, and body. This guy's never going to hold a real job, and kids should not be looking up to him. He's a very disgrace to a part of what I consider a good tattoo society. Kids will look up to this, and they'll start getting tattoos all over their face and neck. What are they going to do in life? They either have to have a really good intellect or really good education to get somewhere decent in society, and they're always just going to look down upon. In return, these tattoos will do nothing, like I said, but hinder the possibilities of them doing something with their lives. In the same, I lost my track. In an interview with Stanley Dupre, retired U.S. Navy, retired lawyer, he's a professor here at COD, I asked him what he thought about me having tattoos and what he thought about me as a person. His summarized response was, personally, it's your body. Do what you want to do. It doesn't matter. But as a father, I don't want my kids to have tattoos, And if I didn't know you, when I first saw you, I noticed that you had a lot of tattoos. And I had no respect until I got to know you and realized that you were a good student and a smart kid. This obviously shows that tattoos can even hinder your education environment, not just your work environment. Then again, you must wonder, why am I even talking about this? I have tattoos everywhere. I have tattoos on my arms. I have tattoos on my chest. I have tattoos in my mouth. It's not a joke. Yeah, that's there. Yes, this speech sounds somewhat very hypocritical for me to talk about, but who else is better to persuade you of not making a certain mistake that can ruin your career? There are only a handful of jobs out there that accept tattoos, and these jobs are very minimal to arts, music, mechanics, hairstylists, makeup artists, computer engineers. If that's something you don't want to be, then don't get a tattoo. You simply end up limiting your career path and possibilities of doing something you love. For example, just a couple weeks ago, I saw a kid at the mall that had a tattoo on his face. He was like 19. That kid's going to go nowhere with his life, and if you make mistakes like this, you could ruin your life. But then again, by the way he was dressed, he probably just wanted to be the general manager at No Fear, so it wasn't a big career anyways. On the website tattoocoverup.com, the author Mo Nelson listed 50 regular jobs that have tattoo policies, ranging from Regal Cinemas to Radio Shack. These are just basic jobs. No future career making $100,000, just a basic job. She also listed the amount of standard no technical knowledge jobs. She came up with just 14 in her community that had no technical background knowledge job that had accepted tattoos. If these standard companies like Subway and Target have tattoo policies, then what are you going to do if you're looking for a small part-time job? The older the generation may still be firm, but the generation that started the tattoo craze is getting older. In an article, Generation Clash Over Tattoos, Body Piercings in the Workplace, Devon Business Journal, December 4, 2009, Ina Kelly, a professor of management at the Metropolitan State College of Denver, is quoted, "What will be interesting is what the dress code and policies will be in 30 years. Now, what you should do is if you get a tattoo, don't get two nuns going at it on your arm or some giant word tattooed on your neck. It's going to limit your career and limit your possibilities. Luckily, with a person like me, I'm majoring in marine engineering. I was in the United States Coast Guard and I was a diesel mechanic. It is very appropriate to have tattoos in an engine room. If you don't have one, you're kind of the outcast. So pick a career field that makes sense. Because if you don't, all you're doing is just hindering your life. Don't be this guy. But you can still have classy, beautiful artwork. In conclusion, tattoos are increasing in popularity, but they're still frowned upon in the workplace, and they should be. Visible tattoos can be deemed unprofessional and gang-related. Many companies have started to conform to these standards and let people have tattoos, but they still have restrictions in their policy. My final advice to those that want tattoos, please keep them appropriate, please keep them nice, and cover them up. You don't have to look hard every day. You can dress nice and still seem appropriate. Before I came up here, if you didn't know me, I was dressed nice in a shirt and tie. You would have no idea. So those that don't have tattoos and judge people that do, don't judge a book before it's covered. Because there's a lot of people out there that have really good jobs that are covered from head to toe. Thank you.